Feathers in my father's life. Feathers in my father's life. Feathers in my father's life.
Don't wanna forget. 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 Don't wanna forget.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. So, can you still see my screen, or did it freeze? Let me try to restart. I don't know. Sometimes OBS freezes on me, but yeah. So what I'm working on is this AI code editor, and I'm just chipping away of changing the UI based on the user's role. So I'm doing just weird stuff trying to get the UI right. And being that if they are a viewer, they don't have access to the chat, like the AI chat. They don't have access to it. So then I needed a way for them to be able to toggle the sidebar. So that's kind of the small piece that I'm working on right now. I gotta put this button back in a file here, and unfortunately this code base is just continuing to grow in size. And as it is growing in size, it is also just growing in complexity. And I tend to lose where I'm at a lot in this code base. So let's retrace the steps. If I go to view, I should be able to find it. So here, left aside, chat aside. So this chat aside is where I believe I need the button. Yep. Here's the button. And then I likely need to import this from stores. Stores, sidebar open, and then we see it close and it works. So that's what I was working on now. So here, if your role is a admin or collaborator, you'll be able to toggle the sidebar like that. However, if your role is a viewer, we'll jump back here, you'll be able to toggle the sidebar like that. And then we actually could take this one step further, which we might as well do, is because we're so in this view, and then in this right panel we're duplicating our logics for the button. So what we can do is a new file, side bar trigger, and did it do all of it for me? No, it messed something up. Sometimes that's why I don't like AI doing stuff for me, as it glitches out, but it fixed itself. And then in here, what we're gonna do, sidebar trigger, import it, and I do need to clean this up. And then in our view here, let's do the same thing. Oh. There we go. So what that should do is this should work now. Yeah. So we just refactored that button. So we're using the same component in view and then in the right panel. We'll check it for the viewer access, and then next I've been just going through my checklist here of all this stuff, and what I was working on is user role UI. That's kind of what I've been working on. And then next I need to go ahead and lock down all the endpoints. Once I lock down all the endpoints, I need to, let's make a list. So here, user role UI. And then I need to lock down all endpoints and security audit. And then I need to, we'll do emails after that. So when users like create an account, when they create their team, when they invite users, are invited to a team, we want to send out emails for all of that, and potentially even verification emails. And then we need to limit number of projects that can be created based on team plan. Yeah, I'm still in the mix of figuring out a lot of this like back office housekeeping stuff, and it's just a little complex because we're spinning up these remote sandbox VMs. So this server that's running the dev environment is a fly.io server, and factoring that on top of tokens, the pricing is heavy. There's a lot of stuff that we got to figure out. So, all right, let me think. Sometimes I don't talk when I'm coding because I'm like, my mind's going like super fast, and sometimes it's hard for me to verbalize what my mind is thinking about in the moment. But yeah, so we got this permission check for all of that. And then, alright. Yeah, sometimes I don't check comments either, but I did see yours come in because I got it on my phone. But yeah, so that's what I am building. I started about 2 months ago. And yeah, pretty far. So here, a lot of this stuff should be working. It was working the last time I checked. Yeah, sometimes it's just so difficult because like your mind is like dealing with like just all these like puzzles and how the whole application pieces together, and you're trying to formulate that and then verbalize what you're doing at the same time. And it's just, this project has definitely been one of the more complex projects that I've worked on, but it's been very fun. Let's do something small. Create a hero section for an AI powered bookkeeping app. Oh, I need to top up credits. I'm just gonna copy that, top up. Oh, and then I need to do this npm run Stripe, because that will actually send the webhook. So the top up is configured. That's my plans for AI credits, is just make people top up, because Gemini Pro and especially Claude is rather expensive models. And yeah, I would like for this to be a successful software business. And yeah, I don't know how Cursor can afford this, because I use Cursor a lot. Yeah, so I'm using Gemini 2.5 Pro. And this is all set up, so this works with the AI SDK. That's how I'm plugging in all these models. And the AI has tool calls to essentially do whatever you want. It can write to the file system, it can delete files, it can read the whole code base, and yeah. See if it fixes this. Clearly we still got a lot of bugs to work out. Failed to import components hero from. Okay, so it did fix itself, but yeah, and now AI is going crazy. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Like, it just like glitches out and freaks out. But still some stuff to work on. But yep, so that's our hero section that it created. And then here we can view diffs of the file, so that's kind of cool for like the rollback in the chat. And then what's actually really cool is that you can actually target a section. So here, source components, and then if you like double click it, it'll add it to the chat. And then I could say use motion for some nice animations. So it will install the dependency. Updates the file, we'll go back to the browser, and then we see the animations, and then we can continue building this page. Let's actually check the usage. Let's see how much I'm spending. So that costed me 21 cents to do that. It's crazy how expensive these AI models are, but I guess it's more affordable than hiring a web developer. Sorry if it's a little loud. I actually got my AC running because it's really hot right now. Alright, so back to the grind. Man, this is so tough. Just trying to get this thing ready for production has been quite challenging. But we got a lot of stuff set up. So here, view all the projects. You can manage your teams. View the projects, users, billing. My dev environment is just lagging. View your usage, your top-up history. I do, for team, I'm going to put that in my to-do list. The README is my to-do list. Talk about task management. So here we're gonna say on team usage table show project name. That's what we want. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do, but honestly, it's Wednesday. I would like to get the beta out this Friday. I don't know if that's gonna happen, no promises, but for sure, beta next Friday. This is important. I need, for fly.io or sandboxes, I need 2 different organizations. I need one for my internal testing and then one for actually production. So when I deploy a Docker update and I need to test it, I can test internally versus shipping that out to production and create breaking changes. Alright, so let's do payment form styling. This asset CDN, that is a maybe slash roadmap. Alright, let's this is gonna be very boring stuff, so I am sorry if you guys are joining looking for something entertaining, but it's really not too entertaining. But what we're going to do now is we're going to begin locking down our API endpoints, and we're going to start doing our security audit literally top to bottom, one step at a time in our API routes. And then what I also want to do is this account has a Firebase custom claim that identifies me as an admin. And me being an admin, I want to be able to view anybody's project to be able to provide support for whoever's using the platform. What's going on with my dev sandbox server? Alright, so let's start API admin route. What is this? Oh, here's where I set my account as a custom claim. And for security purposes, what we can do something like this. We'll only run if it's in development, else not allowed. So this would be like me if I'm running local and if I hired somebody and I'm like, hey, you're going to provide support for folks using our platform, I'm going to make you admin. Here's how I do it. So we'll leave that there, and this code only runs if I'm in development mode. Next is auth. This is just to log in, delete users' accounts, stuff like that, so we can actually skip that. And then next we have chat. So here is our API route logic, agent route. Okay, that was me just testing stuff. So what I'm actually going to do, preparing this for launch, they say clean stuff up. I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to call this trash. App API. Projects. Wait, chat. Okay, here I'm at. This agent, throw it in trash. Generate test data. What is this? I don't even know what this is. Now let's check if I'm calling it. Search the code. Okay, so I am calling it. And what this is actually doing is this is generating test data for the API client. I would love to show that to anybody who's watching right now, but it's like a built-in Postman. I don't want to get off topic, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, so it's like Postman inside the browser, and it connects to Firebase to like explore the database. So it's pretty nifty. I'll show that in a later video. But where do you get your VPS from? So the stack is Next.js. I'm likely going to deploy the Next.js app on Vercel, or I'm going to deploy it on Cloud Run. Haven't decided yet. And then for these sandbox VMs that we're spinning up, I am using fly.io. So this is the sandbox app, right? And we're just doing some stuff with like Docker. So here, creating the Docker image. We're setting up Nginx, exposing a port. Yeah, just doing some Docker stuff to spin up. And this code base, the sandbox environment, is what's powering the dev server. And like this console.logs here, it's actually coming from the dev server. So yeah, it's like a isolated user sandbox for code collaboration, I guess is a best way I can put it. But yeah, fly.io, check them out. They're super cool, and I feel like Cloudflare just launched their containers, and I feel like that's kind of to compete with fly.io. And then Vercel, I briefly watched their announcement today, and it looks like they're doing something too where I think I could actually run this sandbox environment on Fluid Compute, which would be huge because I would switch that for pricing, because like I said, pricing on this stuff is rather expensive. And if I were to log into my account this month, just for me testing, $27. Last month was $30. So just for me testing alone, that's how much I'm burning. So, and production, of course, it's gonna be much higher. All right, back to the grind. So secure API endpoints. All right, here, agent, nope. Maybe I should do this Postman thing right now. Yeah, we're gonna have to do it right now. We're gonna have to. So let's see if I can get this working rather. So here app is gonna be a starter kit. We're just gonna leave that blank. We're gonna select our Firebase. Okay, so I need to copy this. And if I just paste, if I paste it there, it should work. And then our service account, desktop, SaaS, starter, where you at? SaaS kickoff? Yep, here it is. Alright. Create a project. And this will give us our API client. Yeah, this is the environment I need to test on anyways for all features. And being that this is going to take a while for this VM to spin up because right now it's set up to not pre-warm the VMs. So that's going to be expected. And then here we'll begin looking at this route. There's a lot of housekeeping and a lot of cleanup stuff that I really need to do. And me being a solo indie developer, like my code, I want to be confident in the code base once it hits production where I can rapidly fix things. So it's very important for me, for my code base to be organized, for me to fix things. May have to jump off here in about 10 to 20 minutes, see if anybody else, any other comments that I missed. Hey, whoever's on Twitch, thanks for the follow, man, appreciate it. Alright, so spinning up that sandbox. I haven't been doing these live videos recently because I feel like it can be a little distracting for me. But yeah, I definitely want to just being a lonely self-taught developer, it's a good way for me to kind of have like an outlet and just share what I'm doing with the world and give me opportunities to talk about it when instead of just thinking about it all day. So if you're here checking out the video, thanks. If you're leaving a comment, interacting with me, I really appreciate it. Feel free to, connect with me on X, share what you're working on, and yeah, would love to connect. Alright, so API, back to the grind. Chat, project ID, generate test data. So we gotta import something. Import am I already doing this? I try to do this, but yeah, this is wrong. Why didn't it not give me... Am I not an admin for this? I am an admin. Weird. Okay, we gotta go back. We gotta fix something. Something broke. Yeah, this is weird. Alright. Components. Editor tabs is what I'm looking for. And for some reason, I'm not seeing the database or the API client. For now, I really want to see the API client. Weird. Alright, let's just do some dumping here. Alright, that looks really bad, but... Am I not... Wait, what am I doing? Okay, something weird happened. That was not supposed to happen. I don't know. Well, I'm going to delete this project. Let's try again. Yeah, something's. Oh. Yeah, this was a bug that I thought I fixed, but then I made a change and then I broke it again. Coding, so fun. So fun. This is what broke it. So, alright. Well, I guess I can just go back here. Make sure this is selected. Oh, see, that's why I had it set up that way. Alright, this should be. Wait. Okay. Okay. We'll get our API client now, but we're going to have to wait for this server to spin up. Alright. So we need to change this logic. And yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna put back some music on and try to get some work done.
the same. The same hats, the same coats. I'm sure all of you are interesting and have wonderful things about you. But looking at you in the street, you all look so much the same. Try and express yourselves better. You all have interesting characters, wonderful things about you. Express yourselves better.
Yeah.